All we had, I messed
Meeting
up.
is being recorded.
Yeah, so technology issues. Um,
Yes.
so thank you guys so much for coming and joining us here. Thank you, Heather, for hosting and introducing. And actually, Rob is the one who introduced me to our newest partner. So before I'm going to toss it over to Heather, I just want to take a quick minute to just let you guys know, and I think you all already know that Brian and I take a lot of time when we bring a new partner into the fold. We take a lot of time to vet them. And these guys have been incredibly patient with me because Rob walked through our door at 5 a.m. I was taking one of Trevor's classes in October, and we had a great conversation. And then we had several conversations with Heather afterwards, and followed by questions and more conversations and more questions. And I just want you guys to know this is a very thoughtful partner that we brought on. We did vet a different peptide partner that CKO brought in over a year ago, and we decided not to go with them. And there are several other companies that you guys just don't know about that we test out, and we're like, not for our members. But these guys have been incredible, and obviously the results that you saw I had have been incredible. So I'm going to hand it over to Heather, who is a senior director with EllieMd, who is our newest partner, and I'm going to let her talk, and then I'll go into my personal experience, and then she's going to give you guys an opportunity to ask questions. Sound good?
It's good.
Awesome. Well, thanks, guys. I really appreciate your time. I am in Wisconsin and I have been with this company for, I would say about 18 months. It was October of 2024. And we launched in June of 2024, and it took a long time for
What are
our
you doing?
I'm gonna mute. Oh, it took a long time for our CEO to really like get all of this going. She was a biochemist. She was really focused on really she was working in care with people later in life. And what she really realized was that I really need to do this different. We need to really look at longevity and regenerative care. And I really need to help people to get healthier at the beginning stages of their life and then their younger stages of life so that we can have longevity. So we're not trying to fix all of these things at the end of their life. So that's kind of how this all came about. She's a biochemist, like I mentioned, and she just really has a passion for, helping people, healthcare, regenerative health, longevity, and really realizes too that there is a big epidemic in, America, especially with obesity. And so that's really where this kind of first all came about was, of course, GLP-1s, which is what a lot of people are really familiar with. GLP-1 is a peptide. It's a glucagon like peptide receptor, and it's an agonist, and it's a class of medications that mimic, that natural hormone to regulate your blood sugar, slow down your digestion, and increase that feeling of fullness. And some people, really, really need that assist. And, there's been a lot of, newer studies that have come out about it. Now we have microdosing, things like that. But that's like the biggest peptide that most people know about. But for those of you that don't really know exactly what a peptide is, I do want to cover that first because that's the most important thing. That's what EllieMd is. We're a telehealth concierge platform, and we are really here to, help real people like all of you guys to take those health goals to that next level, and to be able to get access. And that's really the biggest thing because for a long time, these tools were really only able to be accessed by people that either had a lot of money, they were elites, they were famous, things of that nature. And so with EllieMd and this telehealth platform, we are licensed providers, and so we have licensed doctors. So this is not research grade. This has medical oversight, which is really, really important. That's something that is really, really, I really like to focus on that because there are so many peptide companies out there, just like Luann said. And, we had talked when she first, we had kind of how do you want to call it? Like a Zoom call where she gave me a lot of questions. And I love that. And I think it's important. And people do need to ask all the questions because there are so many research grade companies out there. And what that really means is that they don't have, anyone looking at any of these peptides. So you're coming to the company, you're buying the peptides, but nobody is regulating them. So there is somebody that is not muted, and it's like making me lose my train of thought. So I'm just trying to see here.
Probably
Okay.
me.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can everyone just mute just
Mhm.
so that, yeah.
Yeah, that would be helpful just because, so I can stay focused. But thank you, I appreciate that. But anyway, so when they don't have that medical oversight, there's no doctors looking over to see like, do you have any comorbidities? Are there's medications that you're on that might have a conflict? There's all of these things, but also when it's medical guided and medical grade, you have people that are overseeing this. So our pharmacy is FDA approved. Peptides in general are not FDA approved, but the products that are used in them, if they're medical grade, have to be medically approved. And so that's the difference. And so our pharmacies are NABP accredited, which means that we are accredited by the National Board of Pharmacy. So we have the highest standards. We have people that are coming in regularly checking for sterility. We triple purify our peptides, and I'll also get into that because I am actually a cancer survivor. So I brought these peptides into my salon. So I offer them through my brick and mortar hair salon, as well as basically like Medi spas are a very big thing. Lots of my clients were looking for access, and I would never bring something into my hair salon that I've owned since 2013 without knowing that they were safe, and especially because I'm a cancer survivor. So triple purifying is super important because heavy metals can be found in research grade peptides, and we triple purify our peptides. And I've seen the whole process at our pharmacy. So it's literally people that are doing it with these like ginormous syringes. It's really like amazing to see like the quality and care that goes into it. And so all of those things are happening behind the scenes at EllieMd. So I just want you guys to know that, because there is a huge difference between, if you're not familiar with the peptide world, gray market, research grade, and medical grade. They are two different classes of peptides. So that is first and foremost. So that's the background of EllieMd. That's the safety and efficacy of our products. That's super, super important to us. We take a lot of pride in that. And we want to make sure, and Luann wanted to make sure that obviously she was providing the utmost safe products for you guys if she was going to have this partnership in the gym. So for those of you that don't know, peptides are just short chains of amino acids. Typically they're 2 to 50. Anything over 50 is actually a protein. And so they're foundational building blocks, and they're essential for signaling our molecules in the human body. So essentially, peptides are already created inside of our body. So that's the really cool thing about them, is they're bioidentical. And so when we use them, whether it be an injection, we have injection form, we have pill form, and then, and by the way, with the pill form, we do have a special absorption that is being patented for that, because obviously, as most of you know, if something has to pass through the gut, it's not really absorbing. So we have that covered for those pill forms. And then we also have nasal sprays, because in the nasal cavity, there's blood vessels that really also help to absorb certain kinds of peptides. And the really cool thing about that is because our body recognizes them. So rather than like medications, you take a medication that puts a band-aid on the product or on the problem. It doesn't really heal, solve, or take care of it. It's just more of a band-aid solution. Whereas a peptide signals that specific area in your body, whether it be healing, energy, the GLP-1s, like I said, are the most popular. It signals that body to break down that insulin resistance, get things moving like it's supposed to, cooperate or communicate, I should say, with the metabolism, to tell the metabolism to work again, all of these different things. And so that is what's really cool about peptides, is our body recognizes them because it's what's already in our bodies and in our systems. So I am not a medical professional, but I've just done a lot of training. So I just want to also clear that up right away. But it's very fascinating to me. And I just want to give a brief overview of kind of what it is, in case if you were not familiar in the peptide world. So I'm going to dive into a little bit of my story and how I got started. We all are very familiar with the GLP-1s. I definitely think they have a place and a time for certain people that are needing them. Lots of people that have had a lot of weight issues throughout their life, have tried everything. Some people, really talk about, the negative side effects of all of these things, but there are so many really great benefits to them. And I was somebody who had cancer, as I mentioned, in 2021 when I was pregnant with my fourth child, is when I was diagnosed when I was 27 weeks and, had the baby. I made it through that season. And lost all the weight and everything like that. But then everything really changed. And a lot of it was gut health for me. I was dealing with a lot of inflammation in my body. I was really struggling with my stomach. Every time I would eat, I would have so much pain. I would bloat up. I would look like I was 6 months pregnant. Mind you, I had lost all of my baby weight, and then all of a sudden, sorry for the men that are on here, but then perimenopause hit. I was approaching 40, and I was late in life for having my fourth child. And so everything just kind of hit me like a ton of bricks. And at any rate, long story short, I had tried everything. We were doing colonoscopies for the gut health. I was really trying to figure out what was going on with that. I did a full food panel. I had cut out everything that was in the red, did that for a long time, did 10-day detoxes. I was intermittent fasting. I'm a runner. And so I was running with the jogging stroller 2 to 5 miles multiple times a week. I was in the gym lifting. I was doing all the things. So a lot of people will talk about GLP-1s or, you're just taking them because you're lazy. And I can assure you I am not lazy, and I've worked out my whole life and I've never had issues with my weight until I did. The biggest thing I started the GLP-1 for was actually because of the weight issues, but to my surprise, it took care of the inflammation. And then suddenly I started to not have these gut issues. And that was huge. So that was like my introduction into peptides. And I ended up releasing 38 pounds. And it was amazing. And I went on a very low dose, and I took it nice and slow. I did not have all these crazy side effects. EllieMd is really amazing in that regard, where you can do the weight loss, you can do the microdose, whatever it is, but they take you very slow. They're not putting you on these huge doses right away where, you're feeling ill and all these crazy stories that you hear. So I had a very great success story. I felt amazing. And but then as our company was so new, we did continue to grow and we continued to bring in new products. And so what I really wanted to talk to you guys about was one of our products called BPC 157 TB 500. If you're not familiar with that, it's called the Wolverine stack in the peptide world. And it's exactly why it is what it is. It's because, like the movie The Wolverine, he heals very, very fast. He's just that's his superpower. Boom, he heals. And this stuff to me is like magic. It does kind of heal people like that. I've seen so many stories and testimonies, which have been amazing. But when we got it at EllieMd, they really talked a lot about gut health and gut lining. And the GLP-1 definitely helped me a lot with the inflammation and the bloating that I was experiencing, but there was still kind of some gut issues that I was dealing with that weren't fully better, but it was a lot better than what it was. So when this product came out, it talked about, especially in the capsule form, that it really helps with the gut lining and stomach issues. So I started on it. It's just one capsule a day, and it really helps with recovery, healing in the gut and tissue and the gut lining. Think of people that have leaky gut, even Crohn's. We don't want to make medical claims, right? Because every single person's body is different and everyone reacts differently. But I have seen a lot of really big success stories with IBS, Crohn's, things like that. And then whatever I was dealing that nobody could figure out, it took care of it. I I call it a cycle. If you're not familiar with a cycle, like our peptides at EllieMd, we our longevity products, we cycle for 2 months. So that means that your treatment plan would come in an 8-week treatment plan because we want to assure sometimes it takes 4 to 8 weeks for people's bodies to be like fully optimized when you start something new. And so that's why we do it that way to make sure that, you know, you're really feeling those results optimizing. And so anyways, I did one cycle of the BPC 157 TB 500 and my gut health had improved immensely. Again, TMI, but we're adults here, right? A big other issue, especially with females who have had multiple children and even in males. But you know, digestive issues are a big issue. The foods we're intaking, like all of the different things that we're dealing with, the elements, our surroundings, everything like that causes a lot of inflammation and digestive issues. And so that like got my digestion completely on point, the most it has ever been in my entire adult life. And then it was really great. I went off for like a month or two, and then I kind of noticed it a little bit coming back. And so I did go on one more cycle in full transparency. I'm always just very honest about my experience. And I've never had to do another cycle again. And so, yay, my digestion is regular every single day. I no longer have any of these gut issues. They had me on a prescription. I'm off of that. But why this is even more important, I think, for a lot of you in the gym is because the Wolverine stack also helps with like say like some I've heard of men with like rotator cuff issues, surgeries. It's great for recovery after surgeries. It's great for like old like football injuries, knee injuries. Like I've heard of tendonitis, like so many issues, arthritis issues. The TB, or I mean, excuse me, the BPC 157 TB 500, which is our recovery peptide, it's the Wolverine stack, really helps with a lot of that. And obviously, you guys are in a kickboxing gym. You guys are clearly very into your health and wellness and recovery and all of that kind of thing. So that is one of our peptides besides like the microdose that's really great. So we wanted to just highlight a few of these peptides tonight that we think might benefit you. There's lots of them. But with that, we're going to go into Luann's story. I don't know if how much she has shared with you guys at the gym or if she shared her testimony at all with peptides with you guys yet or not. But she's got an amazing story and also has real results, which I love that you guys have the eVault. Am I saying that right?
The eVault.
Because I know there's DEXA scans and different things like that, but that you guys have that so that there's real, raw, like actual results, because this way you can see that this isn't just like, just guessing at something. You actually have the live results. So while she starts her story, do you want me to pull up your results right now?
That would be great. Yeah, that would
Okay.
be great. And I did share it on social, and some of you I've had individual conversations with, but not everyone.
Okay.
So, and I will say all the names, it can be a little like I know when she's saying all the names, it's really long and a little overwhelming, but it starts to sink in after a while. Yeah, so I wanted to take something that would very simply help me to lose body fat and gain muscle. I wasn't looking to lose weight, but I did want to transform body composition. So that was the peptide that I went for is called tesamorelin ipamorelin. So it's a combination of two. And that's the goal, is that it targets building of lean muscle mass. It's a growth hormone. It's also really good for bone density, which I didn't realize for people who are, middle-aged women, especially, that's really important. And also it targets visceral fat. So as you can see in a 5-week period, I got to be honest with you guys, like I had, first of all, it took me a long time, and Rob could tell you. I sent him text after text. I'm like, I'm going to do it this week. I'm going to start it this week. I got my delivery in December, and it sat in my refrigerator, and Brian can attest to it too. He's like, "Are you going to do this or not?" And I'm like, "I know, because mine was a shot." And I'm like, I know, I'm going to. But Christmas is coming. Like, what if I have a reaction? Like all these things, you guys. And I just overthought it so much. And when I finally decided to do it, I started in February. And these results, I actually have results from the first week that were even impressive, but these results blew me away. I was like not expecting these types of results to lose, 7.1 pounds of body fat and gain 6.6 pounds of muscle mass. The body fat percentage, I haven't been at 21.3, I'll be honest, since I was bodybuilding in full force 6 days a week. So I was really impressed with that. My bio age, my metabolic age going down. For the total time is actually 3 years. The 5 week period is 2 years, but the total time is 3 years. And I only lost zero point 0.4 pounds. So I didn't lose a lot of weight. And again, that wasn't my goal, but I wanted to see if these worked. I definitely did not want to launch this or even have a conversation or introduce this to you guys until I really knew it worked. So I did this a couple weeks ago. It was before a 5 a.m. class. And then I reached out to Heather and Rob right after, and I'm like, okay, I think we're ready to launch. Like, these are real results. Like, I was spamming a couple of my close friends. I'm spamming them. I'm like, you got to see these results. It's crazy. I can't even believe it. So, amazing, just amazing, incredible results. I feel really good. I'm excited to try different ones. I'm really excited to try the Wolverine pack just for the simple reason that I mean, I am 55 and we work out all the time. And just to have something that helps with that recovery and that inflammation, we all get little pains and aches and pains as we get older. And to have something that's going to be on our side to help us heal a little bit quicker, why not? Why not give that a try? So I'm excited. There's just so many great products that they offer. And it's such a difference. The EllieMd experience from the other company that we were looking at is night and day, just night and day. So very, very impressed with you guys. And I had a question one night, it was like 10:30 at night. And I think I had like 10 people answer me. Like, I reached out, the community is amazing. Everyone's super supportive. So that made me feel really good too, because, it's something different. And I just wanted to make sure we get the support that we needed. But I'm really excited to launch this. I'm really excited to share it with you. And I know Heather can get into a little bit more detail. And I want to leave time for questions because we're almost like about 7 minutes away from the call being over. But Heather has been gracious enough to offer free one-on-one Zooms or consultations. If you guys are interested in doing that, I'm happy to jump on those calls with you, because truthfully, everyone's got a different body and everyone's got a different goal. What my goal is might not be your goal. And the microdosing, a lot of people that I've had conversations with through EllieMd that are also using the products that have done the microdosing, they've had a ton of results if they're looking to lose that last, nagging 5 to 15 pounds. And I definitely know some people have lost insurance that may be using GLP-1s that might be able to take advantage of these products as well. So I'm excited. I don't think I have too much more to add, except for I look forward to what the future has to bring with this partnership. And we're always looking to bring things in that are going to help you guys to be 1% better and keep improving and being able to up your game. So with that, I think, Heather, if you have nothing else, like if you want to kind of wrap it and then let these guys ask questions. Yeah,
What
perfect.
I'd love to just share with you, is, these are just a couple of testimonies. Like, obviously, there's lots. I always recommend everyone to do your own research, right? Like, because obviously we want you to feel comfortable. Like, Luann had many, many Zooms with me in the beginning, many conversations, and like she shared, and I love her transparency of that, it still took her a while to fully commit and really get there. And she always thanked me for being patient, but I'm like, this is your health. Like, this is a decision that needs to feel good for you. This is not a sales call. This is not anything like that. This is just to really get the information out for you. And we just barely scratched the surface. Like she said, we have products for, just to kind of quick let you know what we have. We have products for like recovery, sleep, inflammation, sexual health. We even have skin grade or medical grade skincare. We have like the beauty peptide, if you've ever heard of the glow stack, like for hair growth and collagen reproduction. Like, there's so many things. And these are, again, all peptides that are already naturally happening inside of your body. So it's just going to encourage that to happen. And, just like, you look at Luann, excuse me, her results. And she literally gained 6.6 pounds of lean muscle. And it's like that muscle doesn't just disappear like when you stop. Like, muscle is metabolically active tissue. And so as long as she's still working out, right, she's going to preserve that. So it's not like this is something that you have to be on forever. This is a tool. This is a tool to help you reach these goals and to increase it. And that's another reason why we cycle off of peptides, because the goal is not for you to be on them forever. The goal is for you to get that production going again and telling your body, hey, this is how I need you to respond, and then to go off of it so that you can just continue reaping the benefits of those results. And then if you don't need to be on it anymore, we wouldn't want you to continue to be on it. So that's another reason why we have you cycle off of peptides, because it's not something that you necessarily have to be on long term. And so we have all these different products that can help you. We're here to help you. We have a partnership. I am here to help Luann. Like she said, I have a Calendly link. However, your guys' communication, or if somebody is interested in that. Like I said, I'm not a medical professional, obviously, but I've been with the company for like 18 months. I'm a senior director here, so I just have lots of knowledge around it. So I'm definitely able to answer a lot of questions, and any questions I don't have, we can get the information. Another thing I love about EllieMd, just as a side note, when you do come into the community, Luann would share with you, her website for her, partnership. But what that would look like is if you wanted to order a peptide, you would go to the website. There's scientific journals on there, so it's free to create an account. So if you want to go and you want to look through the scientific journals, the research, all of the stuff around the peptides, all of that is on our website. It's very robust. And there's multiple. So, you can go through and source these things and look over these things and see what's right for you. But all you would need to do is sign up or create a free account, no obligation, but then you can look at all these scientific journals, all the research around all the different peptides, frequently asked questions. Everything is literally on this website. It's very, very, very robust. And then there is no doctor fees. Some peptide companies would maybe have a doctor fee, membership fees, loads of fees. There's no fees. There's nothing like that. So that's really great. And then if you do decide to order a peptide, you will have your own patient portal, and you will have 24/7 access to your doctor. And so that's really important to know, that you will have that support. So if you have medical questions, because obviously Luann is not a medical professional, neither am I, we can't answer dosing questions and medical questions, but you will have access to that doctor. That doctor will also, when you fill out your medical questionnaire, there's a questionnaire that you need to fill out when you order your peptides, and you want to make sure that you share any diagnoses, any medications that you're on, things like that, just to make sure that the doctor can make sure that it's safe for you personally, because every single body is different. Every person is different. We've all had different experiences. And then what will happen is you'll fill out that medical questionnaire, and then that will go to our doctors. The doctors will either approve or deny you depending on, your health history. And then they will give you a text message saying that you've been approved. And then from there, it'll be sent to our pharmacies, our 503A pharmacies, and then they will compound it. And then they will ship it directly to your door, and you'll get another text message, and that one will be from the pharmacy, and they will give you your tracking number. And then any supplies that would be needed will also be shipped with your peptides. So all of the syringes, alcohol wipes, everything that is needed for your journey will be shipped. And then the GLP-1 people, for the weight loss, they will also get a GLP-1 guide, a GLP-1 journal, a tape measure, and then we are trying to be even more sustainable as a company. So your peptides will come in a reusable stainless steel container that is also suitable for water grade stainless steel, and then also with like ice packs in there, so that we're not filling the landfills. So that's really great that we are just continuing to be more sustainable as a company. So that's how the process will work for you if you do decide to order. I just want you to know what that looks like on the telehealth side. And then, like Luann said, if you guys do have more questions, I would love to open it up. If anybody has any questions, you're welcome to unmute and ask me. And then if you want to get on a 15-minute free consultation call to help answer questions, if you're more private about your health, I'm more than happy to schedule that with you guys as well. So, does anybody have any questions?
I have one.
Yeah, go for it.
Can the costs be covered with your HSA?
Oh, great question. Yes. Yes, that's it. I forgot to mention that. Yes, HSA and FSA, we take both of them. So you would just, and then in the event, like some employers need like a medical note or whatever receipt. EllieMd also will provide that if you need that as well.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a great question. I forgot to mention that.
I meant to bring that up too, but I didn't want to interrupt you.
Yeah,
It's a great
no,
question.
I'm so glad that we remembered that. That's huge. Anybody else? Okay, well, I appreciate your guys' time tonight and your attention. I know this is like Luann said, it's a lot of information and there is some really big words if you're not familiar with peptides. But we also have like a cheat sheet like that kind of has all the peptides. And I don't know if you have it, Luann, but
I
you could
do. Yeah,
grab
I do. I
that.
can share it.
And maybe you
But,
already did. I don't know.
no, I didn't
Um,
share it, but I definitely will. I didn't.
yeah.
I was holding off. I wanted to wait to introduce you and introduce EllieMd tonight on the call. And you guys, I just wanted to say Heather is amazing. She is so supportive, and I can't tell you how many calls I was on with her, and there was never, ever, ever any pressure. There was never any push. There was never any sales. She really is just trying to help people and has been helping people as well as Rob. So they're a great support. So if you have questions, you want to have a one-on-one, definitely let me know and we can make that happen. I'll get her Calendly link. And yeah, it's just, again, I've been talking to them since October. So, and I didn't pull the trigger till February. So there's no pressure. It's your health. And we just want to bring additional resources to you. And this one I think is a really good resource. So
Yeah.
that's it.
Well, awesome. Thank you for having me. Oh, go ahead.
Did you say you guys make the Wolverine? Or like you
Yeah, so it at our in our company, some companies they sell the BPC 157 and then the TB 500 and it's separate and you got to buy two different peptides. We stack it together in one peptide. So the Wolverine stack is already stacked together. So you're basically getting two peptides for one.
So it's funny, like I would say like over a month ago, my wife just had surgery and like I thought I tore a tendon in my arm a while ago from lifting drywall and we were both, trying to research like different stuff because I got a lot of friends that take peptides and stuff like
Mhm.
that. And we're researching stuff and we came across Wolverine. Um,
Mhm.
so we've been taking it for, I'd say close to a month now.
Oh,
And,
nice.
like the range of motion she got in her arm from surgery. And, it's like my arm, it's not, I don't know if it's healed, but I mean, I just couldn't bring myself to do surgery. I can't do it.
Yeah. No,
So
it,
like we tried the Wolverine and it's just, it's been amazing for both of us.
that's
It's,
incredible. Are you doing injection or capsule?
the Wolverine is the capsule. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so what I will say is like a lot of times people will get healing properties as well from just the capsule, but when you do the injection, I always just tell this, not that I'm a needle pusher by any means, because I didn't really want to do needles in the beginning either, but when you do an injection, it's way more bioavailable in your body because it's going
Yeah.
directly into the bloodstream.
Right.
And then also like sometimes like when you get your peptides from Ellie, they will tell you to do sub-Q in the abdomen or whatnot. But one thing that I will say from a lot of different people that I follow in doctors and things like that is that if you can do it near that injury site, it will heal even quicker, like with the injection. So that's great though that you're already having such great results with the capsules. Because, and I mean, we hear these stories all the time. So
Yeah.
that's wonderful. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, oh shoot, now I just lost my thought again. I was going to tell you, say one more thing and I just lost it again. Oh, it'll come. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does anybody else have any questions or comments? We
They're not
also
they're not usually this quiet, but
we also since going off of the FSA and the HSA comment too, we also do have payment plans as well through Klarna and PayPal Pay Later. And those are interest-free options as well. So I just want to make sure that you know that. And then the GLP-1s and the microdose are a 3-month treatment plan, whereas the longevity is 2 months. The weight loss is a 3-month treatment plan, just because we want to ensure the efficacy of the products and just really make sure that people get their results, because some people don't react in the first month. Sometimes it can take that 2 months to really kind of get into your body and get things moving. So we want to make sure that people get the results that they're seeking. And shipping is also free. That's included in that. Oh, I remembered what I was going to say. And then we also have an incredible community, like Luann had mentioned, but EllieMd provides an educational series every single Thursday night that is like free for everybody in the community. Even if you just have a free account with us, you will get text every single Thursday with the Zoom link to our educational series. So if we launched a new peptide, we will have a doctor on. We usually have our CEO on that night, or whatever, like, if it's sexual health, there would be a sexual expert that would be on. We have dietitians, we have nutritionists, like all kinds of people, because again, like especially like GLP-1 users, we want to make sure that they have the appropriate tools and resources around using these products, not just using them as like a quick fix and then like not getting the most benefit out of it. And then we also want to provide education to our people, because that's the most important. The more knowledge we have, the better we are. And so that is every single Thursday night at 7 p.m. Eastern. So that is also available for you. And if you can't make it to them, there's always recording. And then we also have an EllieMd YouTube page where you can also catch all of the recordings, or a podcast if you like to listen to podcasts. That's all available for you too. And so that's another thing that our community provides, because we're huge on education. So I just wanted to make sure that you know that that's another thing that is super important to us as well. Is
yeah,
there
you guys
any
are awesome.
closing?
The resources are plentiful. So if you
Yeah.
have a question about anything, they have an answer for you, or an expert that can give you an answer.
Yeah, we just want, it's people's health. It's super important. And so if you're making this decision to enhance your health, we really want to make sure that people can do it with all of the resources needed. So if you have any closing thoughts, Luann, you go ahead and close it out unless anybody else has.
I appreciate your time, Heather. I appreciate everyone coming and hearing about it. It's, like I said, it took me a long time to really do my research and feel comfortable. And so totally respect everyone. And there's no pressure at all. It's just another resource, another tool in your toolbox to help you reach those goals. And I'm so excited. I'm really excited for my own journey to try different things. So yeah, if you could just send me your Calendly, that way,
Oh,
if we
yes.
have anyone that is interested,
Yeah.
I'll put it out on our Facebook page, you guys, and or actually I'll be able to tell everyone that's on the call, I think. I can at least send it out to everyone to make sure they have it in case they want to set up a time.
Yep, absolutely. I'm happy to hop on with anybody if you have more questions or want to talk about your goals and what would be best for you. We can iron all of that out privately if you'd like. Yeah.
Awesome.
All right.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
everyone.
Well,
Thanks, guys.
have a great night, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Thank you very much.